have a loud cat. Hello guys. Just gonna check to see if we are working, if it is live. Oh, let's see. It is working. All right, excellent. Hello everyone. My cat is outside my office door being so loud right now. So she's not happy that she is not right here in this video with me. She would be if she could. Hello. Oh, I see that we have some people joining live now. Excellent. Welcome. Welcome to anybody who is watching the recording. If you happen to be live, let me know where you're from. Post in the comments. Let's see here. All right, I think the comments are open. Yeah, hello. Oh, there's some more of you guys. Let me know where you're from. Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me before I get started. I am going live from my computer today instead of my phone, so it's a little bit different. Can you hear her? She is so obnoxious. That's my cat, for anybody who is worried that it's a baby. It's not, it's a cat. She just sounds like a baby sometimes. All right. Yeah. All right. So hello everyone. Thank you for joining me. I'm coming live today because I know we've got some new people here and you know, some people that don't know who I am. Oh, there we go. Now I can see comments. Good. Perfect. And I also have something that I want to share with you guys. Something that, you know, it is something I've been working on for a while, and I have something that is free for you guys that I want to tell you about, but that will be at the end of this live stream. So stick with me. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I've been doing, and of course introduce myself for those of you that do not know me. Perfect, and you can hear me. Excellent. So my name is Mel. Some of you might know me as Melissa. So Mel, Melissa, same thing. A lot of my students call me Teacher Mel, so that's where I got that name. I'm a certified teacher, and yeah, I specialize in English language learning. It's my favorite thing to teach. I've taught a lot of different things over the years, but you guys are my favorite students, those of you learning English. I am from Canada. A lot of you guys, that's usually your first question, is where are you from? I am from Canada. I've lived here my entire life. You can't see it, but I've even got Canadian flags on my shirt today too. So I am like your typical, maybe even stereotypical Canadian. Hello there. Yeah, so, you know, I say sorry a lot. I always have maple syrup in the house. I like hockey. What's more typical of a Canadian than that, right? What else can I tell you? My greatest joy in life is really my kids, you know, my family, being able to spend time with family, and hopefully soon being able to spend time with my friends as well once some of these pandemic restrictions are lifted, right? That would be nice. But my oh, you're from Canada. Oh, excellent. Yeah, guys, let me know where you guys are from. You always ask me where I'm from. I want to know where you guys are from as well. So, yeah, excellent. Yeah, so, you know, my greatest joy, of course, is my kids and my family, but my second greatest joy is teaching. And I have been teaching for a very, very long time. I have been decades teaching. Honestly, the very time I taught, I was 12 years old, and I got asked to help instruct the children's karate class at my karate school. And I was a kid myself. I was only 12. And that was really where my love of teaching began. I remember being able to help a young boy do something that the other instructor, like the adult instructor, he was having a really hard time getting this one student to be able to do something. So I tried something different and I got him to do it. And I remember seeing that little bit of joy and spark in that boy's eyes. And in turn, that gave me joy, right? That little interaction really sparked my joy for wanting to be a teacher. And now, oh gosh, many decades later, I have been teaching in so many different capacities. Even in jobs that weren't teaching roles, I would take on like staff because I loved teaching. Yeah, and then I've taught in classrooms. I've taught, obviously online. I've taught a lot of different ways. And today I have the best job, right? Today I teach an effective method of learning English, and I get to work with people from all over the world, and people like you guys. I'm just looking to see if we've got we have somebody from Algeria. Yeah, so people from all over the world, and then I get to learn too. I get to learn a little bit about your culture and customs and that sort of thing. So it doesn't get much better than that. Like, for me, it's really amazing. But it wasn't like, my teaching wasn't always like that. There have been many teaching jobs that I've had where I had to follow a very strict structure. If you guys are familiar with the term curriculum, that's like where they tell you what to teach and sometimes how to teach it. And there's not a lot of opportunity to learn about my students. They don't have opportunity to learn about me. And a lot of times there's not a lot of that spark happening. I talked about when I was a kid and seeing that spark from my student. You need that. Teachers need to see that, and students need to have that, obviously, if they are going to learn. So I knew that being in those sorts of settings, not having that spark, wasn't really doing anything for me. It wasn't doing anything for my students. I don't know, guys, like, have you ever been in that situation where maybe you really wanted to learn something, but it was so gosh darn boring, right? And sometimes we just have to force our way through and learn, right? Hello. And other times we give up, right? We give up because it's just boring. Has anyone ever experienced that as well? I don't know. Let me know if you have. It doesn't have to be necessarily with English. It could even be, learning something else in school where it was just, you didn't have that real interest. Anyhow, so continuing along with my story here, probably maybe 3 months ago, maybe more, I was teaching 7 days a week. I was teaching in person English classes, and I was teaching online classes, three different platforms, not including Facebook or Instagram or anything like that. And some of the classes were very structured, following step by step, not a lot of spark. And some of them had a little bit more flexibility. We were able to do a little bit more of what we wanted to do. And I was able to experiment, and I was able to try some things with those students. And the thing that always comes up, always with my students, and I'm sure you guys can relate, is that when you want to learn something, you want to learn it quickly, right? You want it to be, not a decade systems for learning things fast. I have a system with my students that we use. It's called Learn It Faster, right? We have that. that is very structured in how it works. And it does work. But I was already using that with my students and I had seen progress. But they wanted more. Of course, right? We all do. They wanted to do things that were going to help them be fluent faster. And so my initial response was, concern that how do I get students to learn things faster when we're already doing so much? But then I started to think about this, and I want you guys to think about this too. When was there a time in your life when you learned something super fast? Maybe it was a skill. Maybe it was, a subject in school. I don't know. But when I went to go looking through my own life, my kids, their learning, my students, I realized that there were 3 things that are always present when somebody learns something fast. The first thing is motivation. So motivation is like the engine, right? It's like the thing that gets the engine going. It's like that spark, but it's kind of like the initial push, the motivation to get you somewhere. And everyone's motivation is different. There's no one motivation for everybody. No, everyone's motivation is different. And you have to find that. Sometimes people think they have it, but you really have to think about it and dig deep for what the motivation is for why you are doing something, why you are learning something. The second thing is interest. It has to be interesting to you. And I'll give you an example. If I give you a book that is on a subject that you love, that book could be 500 pages and you would finish it. You would read it within a week, maybe even a weekend, depending on, how high your interest was. But if I gave you a textbook of something that you had no interest in whatsoever, I gave you a textbook and I said, read 30 pages by, the end of next week. There's a really good chance that you would wait till the very end of that week. And then even then, you would just skim, right? You would just look at, what the main things were. Because you're not interested. You're not motivated, right? There's nothing there that's getting you to want to read that. So, of course, interest is so important. And then the third thing is having somebody care about you. Maybe it's one person, maybe it's a group of people, but they care about you and they care about your success. They care about how you are doing with your learning, right? So this is really, really important. This is important because if you are working from a textbook or you are working from a language learning app like Duolingo or something like that, nobody cares how you're doing with that. There is nothing that's going to pull you back to it because somebody cares, right? You have to do it all on your own. It has to be pulled right from you. You have to do everything. So those 3 things, those make a huge difference when it comes to learning, when it comes to being successful and learning something faster, at a faster rate. So after, this realization, and after, talking with my students and changing things up with my students who we had the flexibility with, where, we were able to be flexible with them, things started to change. They started to really, really improve, dramatically improve, right? So their rate of of learning increased. And it was really remarkable. And I also was able to see that spark in them, and it energized me. It reminded me why I became a teacher, why I love this, and why I love you guys so much, why this is so important to me. So a few months ago, I started to create my own program, reworking everything that I had ever been taught to create something that I knew would contain the things that are systemized, organized, all those very structured things, and bringing in the motivation, the interest, and the caring, right? And caring comes through community, not just a teacher. It comes through community, right? Coming together, right? This is one thing that we really have learned in pandemic times, is that how important it is to have a community, and an online community is valuable, really valuable during these times as well. So yes, if you have been following me on social media for a while, you may have picked up that I have been in the works of creating this program, and finally I can say that I have a release date. It will be open and released to the world next week. It's called All in English, which is kind of a play on words there, because obviously, if you haven't picked up, I speak all in English and we will learn all in English, but all in is also a way to say that you are giving, all of you to something, right? You are investing, right? Giving yourself into this, which is really, really important and valuable if you want to progress quickly through something. But before I release that, I have something for you guys. Oh, hello from Mexico. I have something else for you guys. To kick kind of things off, as I am quite excited and passionate about this new program, I am going to be hosting a free class. All right, so next week, before this course is released, I will be hosting a free class for all of you guys. You will have to register for it because I am going to be sharing my method. I'm going to be sharing the mistakes a lot of English language learners make. I'm going to be saying, so what not to do, what to do, and how to do it. But I'm not going to be sharing that here in a live on Facebook. I'm going to be sharing it in a live class elsewhere. So you will have to register for that starting tomorrow. Okay. So if you are somebody who maybe you're like in that intermediate level where you feel like you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, but you're not making a lot of progress, definitely come to this class. Okay, the class is called How to Dramatically Improve Your English, and I like drama, right? I like things to be dramatic, but what I'm talking about here is about actually improving your English, not just, learning a new idiomatic phrase and learning a couple more words in vocabulary. We're talking about taking all of your language learning and improving it. That's a free class for you guys next week. Registration for that will be starting tomorrow. So between now and then, you can message me with questions, but keep your eye out for that. If you haven't yet, and you're curious to know where you fall kind of in that span of beginner to advanced English, you can take my free quiz. It is just based on grammar, so obviously it doesn't connect, like any of your speaking skills, your writing skills, but it'll give you an idea of where you are grammar-wise. So you can do that. That's free, and you can find the link for that in Facebook. on the banner. You'll have a learn more button. Hello, you want to do an app to teach or what? No, it's a course. It's not an app to teach. It's a course. Yeah. Yeah. So, depending on the app that you have, there are apps out there where you can connect with a teacher and with groups. Those are, great. When you're learning from an app where you're all by yourself, right? I believe that that'll only take you so far, right? It'll only take you so far. You really do need to have those other factors in there. You need to have, community. You need to have motivation. You need to have lessons that allow you some flexibility so that you can follow your passions and your interests within language learning. Because that's the beautiful thing about learning English, learning a language, is you're not limited like when you're learning other subjects in school, right? There isn't a lot of flexibility when you're in chemistry, when you're in geography, right? You need to learn, right? There's only so many things that you can do when you're learning those subjects, but with English, you can absolutely follow your interest. And that makes learning so much more fun for everybody. Yeah. All right, guys, that's everything for me for today. Thank you guys, everyone, who joined me live. If you're watching the recording, if you're watching it today, Monday, January 25th, registration is not open yet. If you're watching it after today, then you should be able to find the registration link for the free class posted with this video or with some other posts that will be coming tomorrow, the 26th. All right, guys, thank you so much, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye.